continue with the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week, and welcome back to Kyle Field, one of our favorite places. We love coming to Aggie Land. We're in College Station, as John Radigan just mentioned. Not as bad as we've seen in the Lone Star State over the last few weeks. And Dave Lapham, we've been down here a couple of times for the Texas Longhorns of those games. That was better than 100 degrees on the field. It'll heat up, though. These are two old friends. In fact, well, the last time that A&M faced an unbeaten Baylor team, and that's how things have developed for Guy Morris now at Baylor, and in the positive direction. Last time they faced an unbeaten Baylor team, it was 1980,
right,
when the Bears won the Southwest Conference title. So things headed in the right direction. Dennis Franchione, just like Guy Morris, he is in his third year, and he had been unbeaten against A&M, or at least against Baylor, until last season, that dramatic overtime victory for the Bears. So I don't think Coach Fran had to motivate his guys after what happened last year.
No, I don't think so at all, Joel. And another interesting thing to consider in this game, for the second straight opponent, they've had 2 weeks to prepare for Texas A&M. That's a little bit of a concern for Coach Fran. Baylor having 2 weeks to get ready for this one, and you know, this Kyle Field just drips with tradition, and there's so much pomp and circumstance going on here. And that's another thing that Guy Morris is proud of his Baylor Bears for doing, is focusing on the task at hand on the field. He calls all the extraneous stuff fluff. Things in the stands can't affect what happens between those sidelines.
Drips. I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, because for one of the few times in September, we're not dripping with perspiration for a change of pace.
But the humids are out, though. It is hot and humid today. I'll tell you, you got to make sure you keep up with your fluid intake. Might be some cramping out there today if you don't.
Lane Newman will kick it away. A&M won the toss, deferred to the second half, and they'll take the kicking game right out of it. The return game, and a good one. As Rashawn and Willie Andrews were back there, Rashawn leads the conference in kick returns. So here we go. Sean Bell, junior from China Spring, Texas, leading the Baylor Bears offensive unit. Now, can this young man, who orchestrated the win and found Ziegler not only the overtime that we just saw, that two-point conversion pass, but he found Ziegler for the touchdown in overtime as well. Can he take enough time to go through his progressions and look downfield? Because they're happy with what he's done underneath so far this season, but they want him to gamble a little bit, try to get it deeper downfield.
They want those 15, 18-yard windows downfield.
Right away, he's trying to get out. Man, that was all busted up, trying to set up. A little screen off to the side for Brandon Whitaker. Red Bryant right in his face.
Yes, he was.
Yamaha starting lineup we just saw. The starting quarterback Sean Bell behind the line of Stone, McDonald, Blaylock, Boatner, and Nick Pace, the right tackle. In the backfield, it'll be Brandon Whitaker. In the four wideouts, Ziegler, Rashawn Shelton, and Jay Fields. So a 2nd and 10 as the heat paid off. And we may see A&M, that's really been taken apart in their secondary over the first 3 games of the year, gamble a little bit more. They didn't have to that time. Underneath it goes, and the tight end's got it close to a first down. He is belted and put down. And in fact, it was Jay Fields who took it in. The big guy at 6'3", 220, a senior from Amarillo.
And Coach Morris said that he is the glue of the wide receiver corps. And what Bell is fighting is 6'1" in the pocket against these big guys, Joel.
Yamaha starting 11 in the 4-3. Harrington, Jolly, Bryant, and Jack, Foliaki, Warren, and McDaniel, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Newton, Bullock, Jackson, Appel, their all-time leader among safeties in tackles, and Carpenter is the other cornerback. So now 30 yards from the 29. And the Bull takes it straight up the middle and into the secondary. Look out. Mosley, will he make it? They've got an angle and will put him down at the 20 near the 15. He's the big back at 6'3", 230. Whitaker got the start at 5'10", 195, but interchangeable parts. They use them both that much, and neither has fumbled the ball in 106 touches now.
Well, what you have, short yardage situation, everybody up tight to the line of scrimmage. You find a crease, and there's the crease. A tackle missed by Appel, and off to the races you go. There's nobody at the linebacker or secondary level because it's 3rd and 1. Everybody's up tight to the line of scrimmage. Once the tackle is missed, 2 guys in the right area, the gap responsibility is correct, but they don't take the big fella down, and I mean big. Mosley over 230 easily. I'm saying he looks more like 250.
Out of the gun, Bell, and it batted down in his face on the corner blitz. Marcus Carpenter, the cornerback.
Two things that A&M is disappointed with defensively. Third down, their ability to find the football, make plays on 3rd and long, and compete in the contested catch area, plus tackling. They're very, very disappointed about the missed tackles early in the football season, and there was a big missed tackle, 2 misses right there on Mosley as he rumbled for big yards on 3rd and 1.
Carl Sims is lining up at quarterback, and he's going to run the football. Former high school quarterback weaving his way inside the 10, running into his own blocker, and I think he's got the first down inside the 4. We knew that gadget play was going to come. We didn't know if it was going to come this early, but they used it. And Carl Sims, former high school quarterback, a true freshman from Waco, normally a wide receiver.
The best time to use it is in the red zone, because the quarterback's unaccounted for, and they run a little bit of almost like a little option action. It was a little bit of a delayed draw, but I'll tell you what, this kid has jackhammer feet himself and very comfortable with the football under his arm since playing quarterback at the high school level.
The Bell's back in there. They slide the tie at end. Mosley is the single. Mosley will get it. He's not a bend into the boundary guy. Great play. Johnny Jolly knifing through, the senior from Forest Brook High School in Houston. And it's a loss back to the 8.
Yeah, what you want to do defensively is penetrate and disrupt. And Jolly did exactly that. I mean, extreme penetration. Reestablished the line of scrimmage backwards 2 or 3 yards. I mean, that's just excellent effort right there. And struggling as Grant Dickey to try to get something done in the O-line.
Yeah, they lost 5 on that.
McDonald, the O-lineman for Baylor.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 9. This drive started for Baylor back at their own 20. Opening possession of the game, and a very impressive start for the Bears on the road. Out of the gun with the blitz coming up the middle. Bell in trouble, lost and it's almost intercepted. It should have been picked off. He wanted to run with it. Foliaki looked like he tipped it. And coming up with it, at least almost, Johnny Jolly. All he saw was a lot of green in front of him. That was the problem.
Yeah, he saw a golden goalpost there, and this is just, the ball is deflected as he's rolling to his left. Bell has the ball knocked out of his hands. That's just a great defensive effort by Foliaki, as you described it, Joel. And Jolly, man, that's why I guess you're playing D-line. Don't really have tremendous ball skills, but that's a once-in-a-lifetime dream that did not come true.
That could have saved them at least 3. Now on 3rd and goal, back of the end zone, way over the head of Dominic Ziegler.
Well, there was nowhere to go with the ball. Texas A&M rushed 3 and dropped 8. And when you drop 8 into coverage from the 9-yard line, there are no windows. So at that point, Bell says, look, I've got 3. I feel confident in my place kicker. I know he's very reliable. I'm going to put 3 on the board. I do not want to take a chance turning it over in the red zone. I'm just going to throw it through the back of the end zone.
So it's going to be a 26-yard field goal try. Havens, the junior from Odessa, Ryan Havens, 6 of 8. On its way, and 3 on the board on the opening possession of the game for the Baylor Bears. Second longest in Baylor history. In fact, the first time they played here at A&M, you got to go back to 1899. Talk about 2 traditionalists. Reggie McNeil. And what a start to his season. His senior season couldn't have gotten off to a better beginning. 4th in the nation in passing efficiency. Right now averaging 95 yards a game on the ground.
And 258 in the air.
It's pretty incredible to be that kind of a threat. He's averaging more yards on the ground than the young man that was just tripped up, Courtney Lewis, the junior from Madison High in Houston. Montez Murphy got to him. And our Yamaha starting 11, we just saw our starting quarterback for the Aggies, Babalola, a true freshman, Elder Wallace, De La Garza, and Corey Clark. The offensive line. Courtney Lewis, will he return to his form of a couple of years ago, behind Alexander, DeQuan Mobley, Jason Carter, leading the Big 12 in receiving yardage. And the tight end is Boone Stutz on the option. Played it well, didn't they? Out on the edge, Andrews, the safety. And that's not a shot. Willie Andrews, one of their real leaders out of the safety spot.
This is an interesting defensive alignment, Joel. It's a 4-2-5. 5 defensive backs on the field in their base defense. Foreman,
Robinson, Gary, and Montez Murphy up front as Murphy was in on the first stop. Then you've got Linguist, the safety, with Allred and Harper, the 2 true linebackers. And into the secondary, the strength are their safeties. That's Lane and Andrews. Corners, Arline and Wilson. And now on 3rd and long, called it 3rd and 8. McNeil out of the gun. Here comes the heat. Floats it deep and not even close to his intended target. trying to get Mobley. And it's going to be 3 and out, 4 minutes into the game, and not a very encouraging start for an A&M squad that can't put a lot of pressure on the defensive unit that's right back on the field now.
Well, 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 6 defensive backs because they got Texas A&M in a 3rd and long situation. Coach Fran not happy with the start to this football game. 3rd and 1, his defense couldn't tackle. Here we go, a little action here for A&M, little funky punt formation. Everybody spread. Got to take your responsibilities.
Let's see if Bradley does punt it away. He will. Willie Andrews waits. Low line drive returnable. He's going to backpedal to the 15. Now he needs a couple of blocks. And took it out instead of inside that kick-out block. And he's knocked it out of bounds to the 25 by Howard Morrow. We'll come right back and see what Baylor can do and whether or not A&M can slow them down. Bears lead on an early field goal by 3. Up the middle. On the goal line. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown.
Is your computer running slowly? Does it take more than 3 seconds for your email to load? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? These are not only annoying, but can cause permanent damage to your computer. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, your computer and your privacy may be at risk, because these are usually the telltale signs of a virus, and it can only get worse until you act. Get a free diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
My Clean PC is outstanding, and my computer is running faster than ever.
My Clean PC came through with flying colors when no one else could.
My Clean PC totally cleaned up my system and increased my speed.
MyCleanPC.com can remove spyware, viruses, and infected emails, all speeding up your PC's performance. It offers all-in-one protection, and it's been downloaded by millions of users. Even if you have antivirus software, your computer could still be infected. Find out instantly with a free comprehensive diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
It's the only way to wrap up your Saturday night. Big 12 Live gets you highlights from every Big 12 matchup. See the big plays and hear from the big playmakers. Big 12 Live every Saturday night on Fox Sports Houston. Brought to you by Woodmen of the World.
And we are in College Station. We don't care. Waco, College Station, Austin. Go on and on. All the college football programs. Bad snap. And it's chased down by the running back, Paul Mosley, out of the reach of Bell. That'll take you out of field position just a little from your own 25 back to the 4.
Now you talk about off schedule. Now you're in a tough spot, and that's
That's Will Blaylock, the junior from Tyler, who sat out last season after he transferred from Tulane.
Yeah, and the best lineman, Guy Morris, gave him a lot of compliments. He's the guy that gets him lined up right and blocking the right people and identifying the defensive fronts, but that time put his team in jeopardy right now, backed up in the shadow of their own goal.
Yeah, that's a bad snap and a loss of 21 yards. 2nd and 31. Play it safe, and it doesn't go anywhere. Filling the gap, a linebacker, Foliaki, the senior from Euless, Texas. But our Polaris ATV keys to the game coming in, David.
Well, Baylor wants to spread the field, get those matchups, try to get that 3rd and 4th receiver on 3rd and 4th cover guys for A&M and take advantage of all opportunities. They haven't capitalized on every opportunity they've had. They're going to have to against Texas A&M today, and they're going to have to stay in those rush lanes. Keep that rush lane integrity when you're pressuring Reggie McNeil. You lose your integrity, he can gash you for big yards.
Well, before that snap, A&M Baylor had been so good on first downs of the first 3, averaging 6 yards a crack. Now, plenty of time for Bell. Can he find anybody? And he'll just throw it away. So now they will punt from their own end zone.
Boy, Vince Young, Brad Smith,
right.
Out.
McNeil, tons of time. Beautiful target. And it's complete to the Big 12 receiving yardage leader, Jason Carter. The senior from Caldwell. That was a good strike, too.
Yeah, it sure was. He throws a pretty ball. I mean, he has got some RPMs. The accuracy, the velocity, just very, very confident in the pocket. That's just a perfect pitch and catch right there. You really have to admire Jason Carter. 6th year of eligibility, appealed the NCAA, got that opportunity to come back and play, and he's supporting a very fine quarterback in Reggie McNeil with that downfield ability.
Yeah, that was for 24 yards, and that's what he's averaging per catch to lead the conference. Now, making things happen on his own and throwing it up for grabs, and that's a break.
Got a hold.
His receiver peeled away. He was looking for Mobley. Willie Andrews was forcing him out of the pocket.
Yeah, the offensive lineman holding inside. I think this is the call right there, the absolute takedown. That's going to be the holding call that's going to cost Texas A&M some field position. Pretty good work inside. Pretty good motor going on right there. It was M.T. Robinson, it looked like, with the spin move, and he was just grabbed and taken to the turf by Cody Wallace.
Got to believe it's going to be 1st and 20. Cooper Castleberry, our Big 12 official.
Holding number 75 of the offense. Penalty is 10 yards and replay first down.
Out of the gun, need 20 over 3 snaps. Plenty of time for McNeil. Man, some room on the edge, but not much. Boy, good close out on the corner by Jamal Harper, the linebacker, a senior from Adams High School in Dallas. And now getting into it a little bit. Coaches are fired up too.
Yeah, and
you got to like it.
Well, and you want to keep your poise.
Right. Maintain your composure.
Yeah, you got to do that. You don't want to give free yards to A&M at home. Pretty good cut block inside. Now Reggie's on the edge. This is where Reggie is so dangerous. And that's the tackle that's now been outlawed in the National Football League. The pull down from the shoulder pads from behind.
Can't grab him by the inside of the collar.
Right. Can't horse collar him and take him down anymore in one motion like that. Harper makes that play, though. There's no rule against it in college football. And pretty good athletic play by Harper, who trying to control McNeil on the outside. That's a snootful right there. See what this flag's all about.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct on number 16 of the defense. Taunting. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Out of the gun on 2nd down and short. McNeil running the option and running out of options. Boy, did they take away the pitch man well. Now, Allred made the stop, but outstanding work by Linguist, the safety, on the pitch man. He took Courtney Lewis right out of the play.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have your responsibilities intact. Who's got the quarterback? Who's got the pitch man? Lindquist does a great job in the inside-out pursuit. Watch Baylor run to the football. They've got smaller people, a 4-2-5 defense, and the idea is stand on your feet and run to the ball. 4 guys converge on McNeil. Outstanding.
So now it's going to be 3rd and 2. Bill Bradley's got to like what he sees already, the defensive coordinator for the Bears. It's early, very early. Long count, McNeil with the option available. Courtney Lewis, look out. Does he make it to the goal line? No. And he loses the football, but he's already down inside the 1. There's a break, because nobody was there to scrape it away.
Well, Texas A&M puts so much pressure on your defense because they can run the option from any formation and run it effectively. And when you get Reggie McNeil on the edge with a pitchman, Courtney Lewis, and this time Baylor gets outflanked. They don't have a pitchman responsibility. One guy trying to play them both. You can't do that. Willie Andrews trying to take the pitchman and the quarterback.
Look at that knee. And the ball simultaneously.
Is the elbow down before the ball? Left elbow or knee?
Well, the left knee.
Down.
Left knee. And it's going to be, I believe, a booth review.
Yeah, in either way, elbow or knee, if either one's down before the football comes out.
Well, it is under review, and a timeout has been called by Baylor. They're a +3 in the turnover ratio coming into the game. The Aggies of A&M looking for their first points of the contest. Almost 7 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Up the middle, on the goal line, is he in? Yes, touchdown. Lane gets in. So the big one, Jaworski and Lane, I think they're celebrating a little prematurely around here. Okay.
I like that celebration. That's my favorite celebration in college football.
I've never seen a guy with binoculars on a monitor up in the booth.
I'll tell you what, when you come to Kyle Field, you hope A&M hangs about 70 on them because you want to be doing that a lot, particularly if you like who you're with. And usually, that's the case.
So Lewis put it on the ground. They played it safe, brought the big back Lane in. And now Pegram for the point after. He's yet to miss this year either a field goal or an extra point, and it's a 4-point lead now for the Aggies. So
A&M's always got a big back. Remember Toombs?
You're right.
Big old back, man. Woodward.
Out of the gun, Sean Bell. Underneath, it's complete. short gain as it's taken in by his wideout, Dominic Ziegler. They want to get the former high school quarterback going. It's not been a brilliant beginning for him. He can make the big plays, and he's brought down right away by Foliaki.
Right, and here he's going to run his little in cut and does a good job of getting the separation. That's a pretty good idea to get Bell out of pocket. A&M is trying to get a lot of pressure up the middle, get some pressure in Bell's face. Bell stands only 6'1". Get him out of pocket where he can see.
Bell needs 4. Middle screen. Boy, a beautiful design for Ziegler that time. You've got to be patient. You've got to wait for it to develop. He did not have a lot of blocking in front of him, though.
Blaylock got a good block. The center got out there and got himself a good block. But pretty good job of selling it by the offensive line. Blaylock gets the cut block and gets it started. It's a pretty good call and executed pretty well as well. It looked like the Red Sea parted there for a little while.
Ziegler so far this year, game number 4, and not even 2 balls per contest.
Ziegler's dropped a couple of touchdowns early in the season. They're looking for a little more consistency out of him.
Mosley, no. Bell, and he goes out of bounds right at the original line and almost had the man pick a personal foul, clipping his heels. That was Red Bryant chasing him out.
Red Bryant saying, if I'm going to chase you this far, I'm going to get a hit. But you got to be careful. You can't hit him when he's out of bounds.
So Ziegler with a couple of catches today so far. And when you got a guy like Ziegler, he's only got 7 over the first 3 games, you've got to get more touches.
Yeah, particularly when in last year's game you had 12 against A&M in 1 game. He's only got 7 in the first 3 games this season. But as I said before, he's dropped some balls. And now that it's conference play, Ziegler says it's time to step up. I mean, in his mind, he's ready to go. It's Big 12 time. Here you have some confusion up front. You got the center pointing the line to slide both ways. You can't slide both. You got to pick one out.
On 2nd and 10, pocket holds up underneath, thrown behind the crossing pattern. Rashawn, the big play receiver out of Houston, a former walk-on. Foliaki made the solo stop, and it's going to be 3rd and 4.
What A&M is doing a lot of is rushing 3 and dropping 8. They're trying to make the windows down the football field very, very tight for Sean Bell to throw into.
And this young man's been a surprise on punt returns, leading the Big 12 at 19 per contact per try. Now out of the gun, 3rd and 4, empty backfield. First option taken away, second's there, and a nice grab. Jay Fields again, his 2nd of the game. Boy, the pocket held up so well, though, for Sean Bell to go through his progressions.
Well, here's a good reason why the pocket held up, Joel. They ultimately only rushed 1. Watch, he'll rush, others will drop. Others will drop off the edge. It's kind of like a zone blitz, and it doesn't get there. I mean, one guy, and then they ultimately rush late, but the middle of the field is found, and this is what A&M has had problems doing, getting off the field. 3rd and 1. That one was about 3rd and 4. You have to get off the field in those situations because you rush only one guy. Too much time for Bell to execute.
Now Baylor 2 of 4 on their 3rd down tries. Bell over the middle on the deflection, knocked away from Ziegler. Whitaker's in the backfield. He'll get it on 2nd down, and he won't get out of the backfield. Penetration early. Red Bryant slowed him down.
He's the big run stuffer. 300-pounder that runs a 4.840. That's got some explosion to him. He's got explosive hips. When he rolls and snaps those hips, he's a tough guy to deal with, and he did a heck of a job right there. There's no doubt about it.
He's only a junior. Jasper, Texas. Started every game as a redshirt freshman last year. Red Bryant. First down line, all brought to you by Overstock.com, your online outlet. It is all about the O. Now on 3rd and 11. Bell on the roll with time and the completion for the first down to Shelton. Trent Shelton's first grab of the game for the junior from Fort Worth. And again, Bell taking his time. Patience.
Yeah, patience, and once again, really no pressure. There's only going to be one person coming up the football field as Bell gets out of pocket. Everybody else is pretty much going to drop. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. They're rushing 3, but only these 2 guys kind of hit the pocket to get up the football field. Got to get more pressure on Bell than that, but I like the idea, Coach Peace, the offensive coordinator, getting Bell out of pocket, and really has made A&M, I think, adjust in how they're going to rush him by getting him out of pocket so much at 6'1", so he can see.
It's interesting, Sean in the neighborhood, yet they didn't have the play covered with 2 that close together. Now Bell going for the bundle and barely overshooting Ziegler in double coverage.
There was a lot of internet talking going on this week between these two football teams, and challenging each other. These guys all know each other. A lot of these guys played high school football against each other. And there's a lot going on in this game.
Let's head downstairs, check in with John Radigan. John?
Hey, guys, I tell you, Guy Morris came here 3 years ago, and the players requested two things of him. Get rid of the gold pants, get rid of the gold helmets. They're wearing green pants, and lo and behold, for the third straight game, check out the helmets. Guy says he's gotten more email about the green helmets than anything he's ever gotten. He said, don't worry, Baylor traditionalists. We'll go back to the gold. Right now, the gold are simply being reconditioned, and so they're wearing these green helmets for now. They will ultimately be special occasion helmets, as you see a great catch by Ziegler right over here on the sideline. In fact, almost right in front of where we're standing. These will be special occasion helmets. Ultimately, for now, they're a necessity as the gold ones are being reconditioned at the manufacturer, guys.
Well, they win here for the first time since '84. It's a special occasion, and forget about changing helmets. He pulled it off in front of Brock Newton that time.
Well, as Bell steps up in pocket, wide open. They don't unfold. Instead of taking the easy check down, he went down the field. He did exactly what Guy Morris and Coach Pease wanted to do. Take the longer ball. And he got it downfield very, very well instead of checking down to the back when he was scrambling out of pocket.
Got some help from Trent Shelton on a little bit of a pick, too. Underneath it goes. And lost by the tight end, Jordan Adams, but he was already down at the 11. Gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 on a long drive that started way back at the Baylor 20. It's interesting that John brings that up and talks about the Baylor tradition, because a lot of people, I think everybody feels the same way in the Big 12. It would be nice to see the old Grant Taft kind of days at Baylor, where they're one of the real representative programs in the conference again.
Well, I think you give Guy Morris an opportunity to get a few recruiting classes under his belt. And the guy played 15 years in the NFL. He's got Harold Jackson on our staff.
Bill Bradley.
5 Pro Bowls. Bill Bradley, defense coordinator, 3 Pro Bowls. They're going to get it done. Give him some time.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 11. Middle screen again.
Great call.
Yes, they pulled down Carl Sims, who already lined up a quarterback today. They chased him down at the 6 at 4.
Joel, what they're doing, everything Baylor's doing, spreading the field, getting the quarterback out of pocket, is designed to make A&M's big people run, chase, and get tired. And they're doing a good job of it. A lot of middle screens, bubble screens, getting the ball outside with the quarterback running outside. Red Bryant almost frustrated getting the penalty, chasing them down. And then in the second half, they feel like if they're close, they'll start to pound them with the running game a little bit after they're fatigued.
There's Sims. Look out. He'll run into the quarterback draw. The former high school quarterback is going to be close, but I think he's short by about a yard. Near the 3. He had to go to the 2. Bryce Reed got him.
Decision time. If it's 4th and a skosh, do you go for it? He's kicking the field goal. Want to get it tighter. It's 4th and a good yard, a solid yard. I think it's a good call. Almost busted it, though. Pretty good job of separating, getting off the block by the up-front people from Texas A&M.
Well, he brought the place-kicking unit back onto the sideline, and they're going to go for it on 4th down, or at least try to get him to jump.
Exactly. They're going to try to go hard count and get him offside.
No, he won't. Whitaker up the middle. No. I don't know if he got there.
I don't think he did.
Well, let's see the near side linesman coming in. No. That linesman didn't give him the spot he needed inside the 2. He's outside of the 2, and I got to believe A&M's going to take over. Now, from their own 2, 1st and 10, A&M. Wanted to go short. That was taken away, and then throwing it over the head after he looked at Daquan Mobley. He went over to Chad Schrader, and it's going to be 2nd and long. Indecision that time by Reggie McNeil.
And that's what Baylor wants to do. They want to give him a lot of pre-snap looks that he thinks he's seeing one thing, and then after the snap of the football, they unfold into something totally different coverage-wise. Pre-snap disguise. Alter his pre-snap reads, try to get him out of rhythm a little bit. And that time, coverage was so good, he basically threw it away.
Only quarterback in the country that's averaging at least 250 yards passing and 90 yards rushing a game. He's got a lot of time, but can he find someone? And he throws a pick. Threw it behind his intended target. Intercepted by Anthony Arline, the junior from Madison High School in San Antonio.
Tell you what, Baylor is plastering the receivers. There's no place for Reggie to go at the football, and he throws it late. Here we got a little bit of everybody's jumping the routes. You had 6 back in coverage. There's only 3 out in the route, and 6 covering 3. Nowhere for Reggie to go at the football. Throws it late, and the route is jumped, and the defense steps up. The offense went for it on 4th and short. The defense says, that's all right, I got your back. And there is a new center in the football game, and it's Jordan Hervey.
So he takes over for Will Blaylock. His first snap of the contest from the 18's a good one. Out of the gun, Bell has room and has a man at the 5. It's taken in by Rashawn. 1st and goal. Well, the last thing you wanted to do with your A&M is put pressure on a defense that's had problems to begin with over the first 3 weeks.
And I like the attitude. Get them out of pocket again, make people chase them, and go for the jugular. You know, if you're going to get the ball on a short field in the red zone, get after it right away and try to get some chunk plays. And you have A&M back on their heels a little bit. You want to stay aggressive, and there's no problem with Guy Morris and his coaching staff at the Baylor Bears staying aggressive, I'll tell you that.
This A&M defense dead last in the Big 12, giving up 300 yards a game passing. Now it's going to be 1st and goal at the 4.
And there we see it, 2 and 14 when even to losing the turnover battle. Right now, under Coach Fran, right now they're -1 in the turnover battle in that interception.
Fumble off the center snap. And it looks like the Aggies have it. They get a break, take it at the 5.
Now it's even. And boy, that's one thing. You talk about self-destruction.
Justin Warren coming up with a mishandled snap.
Man, in the red zone. And that, how big is not having Blaylock? You have the new center, Blaylock out. You have the new center in, and there's a center quarterback exchange problem. Things you take for granted. And you saw the center snap the football and try to pull and basically just block back. And that kind of shrinks up the, it's Ricky Hansen, the center position. As he blocks, chokes to his right to block back, it kind of shrinks the space up that the quarterback has to accept the football, and he loses control of the football. And as a result of that, how big a blow is it losing your starting center? Well, just showed up inside the 5-yard line.
So the Aggies still have a 7-3 lead. We've seen a little bit of everything already. 1:59 to play in the quarter.
Sideline warning, Texas A&M.
Tug of war with a quarterback for the football.
Can they get Lewis going? A little delay, and it took too long to develop. Still, he gives breathing room with 4 yards on the carry. A little tentative, though, on his getaway. Brought down by Harper and Linguist.
I think part of it is what Baylor is doing up front. They're moving around before the snap of the football. They're slanting and stunting after the snap of the football. And all that movement is designed, as we see the big center, Blaylock going into the locker room early here.
Bad sign.
That's a real bad sign going in there. Obviously, he's going to get, you know, an MRI or an X-ray or both. He's going to get it looked at for sure.
Lewis again pounced on after a gain of a yard up to the 9. Well, we've got an opportunity. Congratulations to our general manager of Fox Sports Southwest, who went into the Journalism Hall of Fame today here at Texas A&M, John Heike.
How about that?
He's a Hall of Famer. So now when he signs his name, it's going to go H-O-F.
Yeah, H-O-F.
That's a great feeling.
H-O-F A&M.
So congratulations, John. Now, from the 10 call it's going to be a long 4, almost 5. They haven't been able to get McNeil out on the edge at all and use his feet to beat him. Now with Carter in the backfield, doesn't fool anybody. He shifted real quickly. Jason Carter, their leading receiver. Great pursuit and a good play by Tyler Lindstrom and Colin Allred down the line.
Exactly. Colin Allred took Reggie McNeil, and then Lindstrom took the pitch man. Baylor, very, very intelligent on their option responsibilities. Dives taken away, quarterbacks taken away, pitch taken away. That's just like you draw it up. Perfect defense against the option. What A&M's trying to do is stretch you horizontally with the option, then they'll pound you inside with the running in, and then they'll throw it over your head. Not able to get it on track yet.
What's going on with Baylor?
Playing some D, aren't they?
You gotta believe it. Willie Andrews waits for a beautiful punt from Brantley. He'll take it back close to his own 30, but has some blocking. Look out. Andrews across the midfield stripe all the way to the 45-yard line. So plus territory, a short field now for the Baylor Bears. The Aggie defense has been in the field the entire first quarter. That's the final snap of the first 15 minutes of play. We'll find out how it goes in the second 15. For that defense, it's a steamy day in College Station. Can they hold up? For the mark off of 5, 1st and 15. They pick up the blitz. Whoa! Neal's hit from behind. Baylor comes up with it on the deflection. It's grabbed by M.T. Robinson out of the air.
No one covers the Big 12 Conference like Fox Sports Houston. And every week, you'll get wall-to-wall coverage of the top teams in college sports with Big 12 Showcase, Wednesdays and Saturdays on Fox Sports Houston. Hop on board with host Jim Knox as he searches area campuses for the ultimate tailgater and previews hard-hitting Big 12 matchups. Game Day Rivals, Friday night at 1 on Fox Sports Houston.
Treat yourself to the Nice Guy experience. Get special customer cash on the 2012 Nissan Maxima and 2012 Nissan Altima in October. More than just a great price, you get a great car buying experience, including 1 year complimentary Nice Guy care on all new Nissans. Douglas Nissan, home of the nice guys.
One of the reps told us that if you have any problem whatsoever, that give us a call. Now that tells me that Suddenlink is serious about providing top-notch service to the customers. We appreciate that.
Suddenlink's been extremely helpful. When I've had a problem, I've called and received immediate attention, either over the phone or I've had a technician come to my home and take care of the situation.
Suddenlink, you're connected.
Treat yourself to the Nice Guy experience. Get special customer cash on the 2012 Nissan Maxima and 2012 Nissan Altima in October. More than just a great price, you get a great car buying experience, including 1 year complimentary Nice Guy care on all new Nissans. Douglas Nissan, home of the nice guys.
Inside Baylor Sports, Wednesdays on Fox Sports Houston.
An early lead for the Aggies, but the Baylor Bears get it back at the 45 of Texas A&M. And welcome back to the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Game of the Week. We're joined now by the president of Texas A&M University, Robert Gates, former head of the CIA, and now on the National Security Advisory Board for Higher Education. And an interesting idea and a good concept, sir.
Well, I think FBI Director Mueller's had a really good idea in putting together a group of 15 or 16 university presidents to advise him.
Well, tell us about the gist of what is going to transpire, because you're going to get together at least 3 times a year, and that's obviously to come up with new ideas which for the betterment of all campuses in the country.
Well, that's right, and also to give them good ideas in terms of law enforcement issues relating to the campuses, but also international issues. A lot of research goes on at these universities that can be helpful in homeland security.
Bell hit. Aggies can't capitalize. Jason Jack got to him at the defensive end, hit his arm. The sophomore from Humboldt, Texas. And it's going to be second and long.
That's the second time Bell has been hit in the throwing motion, and you're trying to escape injury there. That's when you're most vulnerable as a quarterback. When you're in the middle of your throwing motion, you get hit. A lot of times injury sustained there, but Bell has dodged the bullet a couple of times.
Your days with the CIA prepare you for this?
Not exactly, no.
With us, the president of Texas A&M, Robert Gates. He is getting ready to be a part of a very distinguished group put together by the FBI director. Man, a nice run again by Paul Mosley. He's got a first down, just banging and weaving his way down to the 35-yard line. Well, knowing something about protection and defense, I guess you've got some advice for the Aggies defensively.
Oh, I think they'll be all right.
I think you're absolutely right, especially with Coach Fran and his staff. Making the move to something like this, it's got to be an unbelievable experience for you.
It is. I think I'm the first senior national security official to lead a major university since President Eisenhower.
And a campus like this, where I've called it Pleasantville before, it's too good to be true. When we come down here, we enjoy it that much.
It's an amazing place.
Yes, it really is. On first down, good gain again. And second and 6, close to the 31. Bell looking one way, in trouble, and on his way down. The sack coming for Chris Harrington, the left end. Sophomore from Houston got there.
Got to throw it away. You know, you can't take a 20-yard sack. And you know, once you're in trouble like that, right here, throw it away. Throw it away. You know you're in trouble. Don't retreat and give up more yards. A&M is too athletic, and the big boys were drooling. The opportunity presented itself, and they closed on them, and they got Bell to the ground. And for the first time, in the very few times, he was in the pocket, and that's what happens when he's in pocket. Look to see him get more out in the edge. You know, those naked bootlegs and bootlegs.
17 yards on the loss. As you mentioned, you got to get rid of the football. Bell trying to buy some time. And out of the reach of his wideout on that side, Trey Payne. First time he's looked in the direction of the redshirt freshman from Lamarck. Aggies get it 1st and 10 of their own 20, up by 4, and real lucky with the way their offense has performed so far to be up by 4.
Yeah, not much in today's game.
They've got 13 plays, 47 yards, and they only get another yard on their 14 snaps. So they get 14 for 48 compared to Baylor's 32 snaps for 142 yards.
Well,
yet it's Baylor that's down by 4.
Coming into this game, A&M was averaging 8.5 yards per play. That's mind-boggling. Almost a first down per snap. Well, Baylor's defense is running to the football exceptionally well, and they're all playing their defensive responsibilities against the option, and everything else A&M is presenting them very well.
Well, we waited for Baylor. They got here for their walkthrough about 5:15, 5:30 yesterday. There was an air of confidence about this group, and especially with their staff, like they could hang. Mobley, he gave it up and he got it back. A first down on the catch for the senior from the Bronx in New York.
There's a late flag, maybe a hold on the edge against A&M.
That's way back behind the offensive line.
I think it might be against the young tackle Babalola.
So on 2nd down, McNeil with another flag and another hold, throws it up for grabs, and it should have been intercepted by Jamal Harper. Yep. What a break.
There was a hold inside.
That was it Lindquist.
I think they're going to call the A&M center for grabbing there. It looked to me like he just, Wallace just reached out and took the nose guard down.
Man, it should have been caught, though. Yes.
22.5 yards per completion. Nuts.
Now McNeil. Boy, that's a concession call. Harper got to him. But does that tell you something about the depth of the conference when I mentioned Texas A&M 7th in the nation in total offense?
Right.
3rd, though, in the Big 12 behind Missouri and Texas Tech. And let's not forget about Texas. And they're 4th in the conference and 11th in the nation. That's how good it's been.
And Bill Bradley, the defensive coordinator for Baylor, you know, he had some ideas going into this game, and one of them was you can't let Reggie McNeil have a two-way go.
Willie Andrews going
into
back.
Preparing for this team, this is one of the top teams in the nation offensively. One of the most prolific and efficient. And we're going to try to make them a one-sided team, and hopefully they got to throw the ball to beat you. So that's what we're going to try to do. If we can get that done, we've got a good chance of winning this football.
Has put it on the ground. A&M in a battle. It looked like Mobley might have gotten there, and it is Aggies football. It wasn't Mobley. Instead, Boone Stutz, the tight end.
Stutz was a stud on that one, and they're not booing. Of course, they're chanting Boone. Wherever Coach Fran is, Boone Stutz is soon to follow. Great coverage. Stutz gets after the loose ball. A dicey move by Andrews, and just an excellent, outstanding sellout effort by Texas A&M. Andrews rolled the dice and came up snake eyes. The self-destruction for Baylor continues.
Yes, A&M's gotten every break in the book so far because they haven't done a thing offensively to be on top 7-3.
Baylor's turned the football over 2 times, A&M once, so A&M now +1, and they're undefeated against Coach Fran opposition when they win the turnover battle. We'll let them know.
McNeil's got to get it started out of the gun underneath. Tough grab, trying to make a miss. Not much yardage after the catch for Kerry Franks, a sophomore from Orange, Texas. Maurice Lane finally brought him down.
Franks has got a little bit of quicks to him as well. I mean, they have plenty of athletes, Texas A&M does, and they're spreading the football field. You know, 4 wides and giving McNeil an opportunity to throw the football. Watch Baylor close on the ball. I mean, 3 guys within 3 yards of the football when the reception is made. They're running the ball and breaking down and making tackles.
Courtney Lewis can't get out of the backfield. Jamal Harper torpedoed the play inside. No gain on that carry. It's going to be 3rd and still about 3. So they're still shutting down this A&M offense. It almost seems like they're going to have to send it downfield to stretch the defense a little bit, to open things up underneath. Just give them the threat of the ball downfield.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking away that running game inside. They're taking away the option. Everything that Texas A&M tries to do. Spread you out with the option, they've defended that. Pound the ball inside, defended that. Now you're one-dimensional. Tougher to throw it.
McNeil, flanked by Lewis. That's how bad it's been, but he's got the first down anyway. Mobley on the catch after the bobbled snap. Down to the 36.
Mobley is a genetic freak. 6'2", over 210, runs a 4.4 40, has a 41.5 vertical jump, and benches 400 pounds. I mean, that is athleticism at its finest. And the kid from Brooklyn playing football down at Texas A&M, you talk about culture shock, but he stayed with it and making contributions to this Aggie football team.
Well, he won a JUCO championship for San Francisco in 2003. Won a national title there. So first down to the catch by Mobley. And a dead ball foul coming up against the offense.
A little too early.
Right side of the offensive line.
Boy, one thing that Bill Bradley wanted to get done was get McNeil out of rhythm. And he's done that. Everything that he wanted to do, he's blitzing him a little bit. He's giving him different looks, a lot of disguise. There's some confusion. Right now, Baylor's doing a good job at dictating tempo.
Prior to the snap, a false start by number 76 of the offense.
With the mark off of 5, 1st and 15. They pick up the blitz. Whoa. Neal's hit from behind. Baylor comes up with it on the deflection. It's grabbed by M.T. Robinson out of the air. Montez Murphy blindside of the quarterback McNeil. And in a game of turnovers early, it is right back in the hands of Baylor.
Well, watch Murphy on the backside here. Nice little swat swim move, and boom, from behind. McNeil never feels him coming. Murphy was the guy that controlled the line of scrimmage last year, I should say, in Baylor's upset victory in Waco, and he made a big play right there.
Did you know that if you have auto insurance with another company and you switch to Fred Lowy Insurance, there's a discount for that? Well, there is, and that's just one of the many discounts you get at Fred Lowy Insurance, and that saves you money. Plus, at Fred Lowy Insurance, there's never a credit check. Give us a call or visit us online at fredlowy.com and see how much money you can save.
Is your computer running slowly? Does it take more than 3 seconds for your email to load? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? These are not only annoying, but can cause permanent damage to your computer. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, your computer and your privacy may be at risk, because these are usually the telltale signs of a virus, and it can only get worse until you act. Get a free diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
MyCleanPC is outstanding, and my computer is running faster than ever.
MyCleanPC came through with flying colors when no one else could.
My Clean PC totally cleaned up my system and increased my speed.
MyCleanPC.com can remove spyware, viruses, and infected emails, all speeding up your PC's performance. It offers all-in-one protection, and it's been downloaded by millions of users. Even if you have antivirus software, your computer could still be infected. Find out instantly with a free comprehensive diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
Did you know that if you insure more than one vehicle with Fred Lowy Insurance, there's a discount for that? Well, there is, and that's just one of the many discounts you can get at Fred Lowy Insurance, and that saves you money. Plus, at Fred Lowy Insurance, there's never a credit check. Give us a call or visit us at fredlowy.com and see how much money you can save.
They've been able to run the football. Let's see if they try it early. Whitaker trying to slash up the middle. Only a yard and a half for Brandon Whitaker. David Ross, the senior from Forney, Texas, wrapped him up. I think second and long.
I think they're still in a better, it's suited better to get the quarterback Bell out of pocket, get him outside, and run outside. A&M's strength is up the gut. They've got 4 defensive linemen that are the strength of the defense, and I get on the edges and make those big boys run some more.
On second, and it's still almost 9. Adjustments up front. Underneath they go. Ziegler close to the marker. Where's the spot? He's shy of the first down, going out inside the 46. Great field position for Baylor. Will they capitalize? Up for Ziegler, and there's going to be contact. Downfield, Brock Newton trying to angle him out of the play, and the flag came.
Yeah, they feel like he bodied him up. That he took away Ziegler's opportunity to come back and make a play on the football. Brock Newton. They call it arm barring in the NFL.
Off the penalty, a first down. Whitaker struggles his way inside the 30 and gets 4 to the 27. 2nd and 6. Whitaker again trying to get lost, but instead getting bottled up. And Warren gets to him.
3rd and 6 and 7 or more. This one about 3rd and 6.
3 of 7 in the third down tries. Pick up the pressure off the edge, and they get the first down. Grab made by Sean Rashan, a little underneath crossing pattern, and he was led perfectly by Sean Bell.
He was. Great scheme and a great throw by Bell. Got it out there in front of Rashan, who's got the quicks. And he just got separation. I mean, he's just got that little explosive step, and that explosion got the separation from Japhas Brown, who we saw limp off the field earlier in the game. He came back into the fray.
So Brown is down, but a first down for Baylor at the 17. As it turned out, that smile we saw on the face of Sean Bell, it was because he had him actually earlier on the play. And if he caught him early, he may have taken it in. Let's head downstairs. John Radigan, what's the latest?
Well, I tell you what, we have been joined by greatness here. Antoine Wright, the first-round draft pick out of Texas A&M in over 2 decades. They say one of the best players to ever play at Texas A&M, and now you're a New Jersey Net.
Right. It's been great playing with guys like Jason Kidd, Vince Carter. I'm just looking forward to a great season this year.
You start training camp Tuesday, right?
Right. I'm excited, but a little nervous.
But here you are back checking out. Now, I know you're good friends with Reggie McNeil.
Right. I'm out here supporting my friend. We're going to hang out after the game, hopefully pick it up a little bit so we can get a win.
What did he tell you before the game? Was he feeling good?
Oh, yeah, he's feeling great. He's excited. I was just trying to tell him to stay focused, and I'll see him after the game.
I know there's a lot of Aggies excited about what you can do in the NBA and certainly what you did as an Aggie. Thanks very much for joining us, Antoine, and good luck with the Nets.
Thanks a lot.
All right, good stuff. Back to you guys.
Exceptional job off the edge. Ronald Jones, talk about a solo tackle, the senior from Dallas.
Textbook. I mean, this is exactly the way you would want it on a coaching reel. Come up, get your head right across the bow, wrap your arms, take him down. Ronald Jones, gold star on the forehead right there. That's sweet in space.
By the way, John Radigan talking to Antoine Wright with the New Jersey Nets. I'm just glad he's in the Eastern Conference, and the Lakers only have to see him twice a year. As opposed to 4 times a year if he's in the West.
It's like a talent.
Underneath, man, that just was out of sync all the way. Jordan Adams waited a half hour for it, and then it came in low.
And it was defended well. A&M was not fooled by it. I mean, they had people there to make an immediate hit if the ball were completed.
Well, will this be frustrating, though, Dave, if Baylor has to settle for a field goal try?
No, there's no doubt. You know, they just not quite clicking on all 8 cylinders. You know, there's always one phase of it that just does not execute to the level that you need to play winning football snap after snap.
They've looked pretty good between the 20s, but they're hurting themselves. Slide Fields into the slot. Whitaker trying to make a miss and can't get away from Harrington again. Outstanding play by the defensive end.
Red Bryant, boy, he came up the football field hard, and they tried to just get it underneath him, and figuring that Red Bryant would take himself out of the play. Whitaker just not quite fast enough to explode away from the A&M pursuit.
And then even if he does, there were 3 waiting for him.
Right.
So on 3rd down, they fail. It's going to be a 41-yard field goal try. Havens is hit from 26. He's 7 of 9 on the season.
Including 1 for 1 today.
Going to make it a 1-point game. It looks like he's blocked it out to the right. He did. He pushed it. So missed 41-yarder on a short field. It comes in off 400 yards of total offense in consecutive games. First to ever do that in Aggie history. Now, what does he generate with Courtney Lewis? No. Instead, it's the wide receiver, Jason Carter. And he's pumped out of bounds near the 25.
You know, the one thing that has impressed me on a snap-by-snap basis is the pursuit of the Baylor defense. They do run to the football, and they stay on their feet. They go with a 4-2-5 scheme to get more athletes, speed, and quickness on the field. And Texas A&M's not taking them off their feet. They're not knocking anybody on the ground. Staying on their feet and running the ball well.
And now it's going to be 2nd and long. Give them 2. 2nd and 8. A&M's got it at their own 25. Good grab. Boy, did he take a knock.
Lost
yes. Did they say he was down? Yes. Harper puts a shoulder into Carter.
They're saying incomplete, yeah.
Yes.
Harper separated him from the ball. Thought that shot was pretty legit. And the arrival of the football and the arrival of Harper are simultaneous. Will they look at it again? Did the ball come out of there before he hit the ground? Harper laid a lick, though. Harper, of course, one of the self-destructions. He makes a great play on McNeil and then taunts him on the sideline, and he gets the penalized, and the ball goes in the red zone.
Final 4.5 of the first half. So 3rd and long coming up for McNeil. Reggie right now just 3 of 9 passing. He's had 2 picked off. Could have had a 3rd taken away. Not exactly what you'd expect from the guy that's 4th in the nation in passing efficiency. And another flag against the offense on a dead ball foul.
Dead ball foul. A false start by number 8 of the offense. Penalty is 5 yards, and it's still 3rd down.
Very sluggish day offensively. The last thing you would expect at Kyle Field for an A&M team. And out of the reach of a wide open Jason Carter.
It's a 1st down. If the ball's accurate, it's 1st and 10. And at night, it's even tougher to control him at night when it gets dark.
I'm going to have to call Land if he can control him. I'm going to find out how he did it. Punishing running back Mosley. He's out of Austin's Anderson High School. There's Mosley. He's got the 1st down to the midfield stripe. So they'll move the chains with 3:47 to play in the half. From the midfield stripe, Bell is changing the play. Mosley again. He's got men on his back like Justin Warren.
Well, they ran 2 tight ends, Joel. And they had Mosley in the backfield, so they're saying, okay, I think we're at the point now where we may have worn you out a little bit.
It's kind of his MO, especially on the road. Bell out on the edge, setting and squaring, and almost intercepted. Could have been picked off by Newton, going for Shelton. Newton timed it and jumped the route perfectly.
Well, you got to throw the ball sooner than he did. So now it's going to be the fake the run, and out comes the quarterback. And you got to get rid of the football. Here's the route on the lower part of the screen, or excuse me, in the middle part of the screen from the slot. You got to throw the ball sooner than that. I mean, you gave the defensive back too much time to react and close on the football. It's fortunate it wasn't picked off. The ball's going to be in the air sooner. If you don't have a howitzer for arm, which he does not have.
Bell's averaged almost 190 yards passing the game over the first 3, hitting 61%. But you can see he was tardy on that toss. So now 3rd and 9. Empty backfield. Here comes the blitz. Single coverage and way over the head of Ziegler. Well, the Aggies gambled and it paid off. Running the football or throwing it. He's 3 of 10 for 38 yards. He's had a couple picked off. Play it safe with Lewis just banging his way off the left side across the 15 out to the 16 so far up to this point. So that defense for the Aggies, they've had to be out there. Lewis just can't get around Tyler Lindstrom, the senior from Omaha. Well, did the gamble by calling timeout pay off? 3rd and about 7. McNeil looking over the middle. Indecisively with Mobley. It paid off. Now they ought to use their final timeout. And they will. Len Oskin is at center right now. And underneath, the grab made by Sean Rashawn. Clock moving, though, after the gain of a little more than 5, almost 6 to the 44.
The clock stops with a 1st down in college football, but no timeouts for Sean Bell to work with.
Bell out of the gun. It'll be Mosley. He'll get the 1st down. He's down to the 35, so they're about a 1st down away from a field goal attempt. Jackson Appel tripped him up in the secondary.
The only way to stop it now is to generate 1st downs or spike it, and you use it down that way to spike the football to stop the clock. But they're up tempo, and Texas A&M substituting late.
And the Aggies 35 and a flag on the play.
I didn't see Baylor substituting anybody. Did they have 7 men on the line of scrimmage?
Dead ball foul. Encroachment by number 9 of the offense. Penalty is 5 yards, and it's still 2nd down.
Better than 2 to 1 in yards offensively for the Bears, yet they're down. Low throw. Was it a trap? Was it a catch? Well,
same catch.
Yes, Payne. And no, the umpire comes in. He had a good look at it.
Yeah, the side judge and the line judge looked at each other, and both of them were signaling that it was good. The umpire, who, as you say, Joel, could look back and see if the ball hit the ground and was trapped or not, came in and made the call. Bell steps up in the pocket to buy himself a little bit of little time and overthrows it. And ball splits his arms, and the ground helps him secure. A good call by the umpire.
From the 40, it'll be 2nd and 15. Heat on Bell. And, boy, around the collar, Johnny Jolly made sure he didn't get away.
Man. Big old hand right there, big mucker to the helmet.
You like that, paw?
He must have some super glue on those gloves because his hand stuck to that helmet.
It's easy. Anytime somebody about 300 pounds does something well, Lappin gets goosebumps. Bell in trouble again. And just throws it away, which he didn't do and took a huge loss earlier.
Right.
So it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, 3 seconds to go. You're going to have to punt the football. If he could have run around a little longer, he could have run the clock out.
Well, do you have to punt it? I'd throw one in the end zone with only 3 seconds left.
Yeah, that's a good call. You don't want to get it blocked. You could do that. You could do a Hail Mary because the clock is going to start at the snap of the football.
I'd keep the offense out there and try and put trips on one side for a tip throw.
Yeah, that's a good call. There's no reason to punt the football because there's just a bigger chance of it getting blocked and coming back in your face.
There's got to be some disbelief when they head to the locker room, when they look up at the board. The way they played, yet to be down by 4. Yeah, they hurt themselves. Had great field position. Now, can Bell get it away? No.
Well,
Johnny Jolly with the sack.
Clock expired, so he did at least burn up the 3 seconds running around.
Second and goal from the 3. Bell wanted the H-back. Instead, he's got Shelton. Touchdown, Baylor.
Coming up this week on Texans Huddle, presented by Houston Community College, the Texans get ready to hit the road after a tough loss to the Raiders.
Every loss is tough. You never want to lose. But it's only week 5. We got plenty more games to play and a lot left to prove.
Tight end Owen Daniels will be our guest. Plus, Bump Phillips gets a street named after him.
At 88, get to come back home to a place that I spent 9 great years at. It means a lot.
All that and more Thursday on Texans Huddle.
Why struggle with debt? If you have any type of debt, call now for your free debt report. We can help. Credit card bills, medical bills, repossessions. Attorneys supported by Morgan Drexen will work to reduce any type of unsecured debt. Call now. This is your opportunity to become debt-free in months with an affordable payment plan. For example, $10,000 in debt programs are now available with a monthly payment as low as $167 per month. Best part, 0 upfront fees. You have nothing to lose except your debt.
No, I'm debt-free. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Call now and receive your free debt report and a free legal service catalog to explain how the attorneys can eliminate your debt.
I wouldn't even hesitate to call.
This opportunity may not last. Call now and receive your free debt report and a free legal service catalog.
For your free debt report, call 1-800-579-7560. That's 1-800-579-7560.
High School Scoreboard Live, Friday night at midnight on Fox Sports Houston.
I mean, he can score from anywhere on the field with his feet and his throwing arm. It's always a concern.
He's out of the gun. Shifting Carter into the backfield. Lewis will get it. He'll get knocked right away for only 3. Marcus Foreman on his back, the junior from Hewitt, Texas. On 2nd and 7, the delay for Lewis. He won't be able to turn the corner. Did a good job just to get close to the line of scrimmage, and then head-on collision with Michael Gary. Big underneath guy, senior out of Holmes High School in San Antonio.
Well, I'm sure Baylor at the half, they were absolutely ecstatic with the way they played defensively, and Bill Bradley, I'm sure, are imploring them to stay after it. Watch everybody run to the football here. 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. You heard that pop. That's some pad contact going on right there, boy. Thumping in the Big 12.
Cassie Aspirin, please. 3rd and 7. Opening drive of the second half. And it starts just the way the first half went for A&M. And throw a flag as well.
Too much time.
You got it.
Delay of game, number 1 of the offense.
So now 3rd and 13. Plenty of time to see downfield.
Oh!
And almost intercepted. 2 guys could have had that. First, off the hands of Willie Andrews on the deflection, and then C.J. Wilson. What is going on down there? Well, Baylor's got their number. Well, that's clear.
Yeah, and Reggie thinks he sees a little window, a little opening, and Andrews closes on the football. And Andrews was a factor in it. Watch how he lines up and watch what he does. We'll take a look at it later.
It is going to be the man that almost came up with the pick, Willie Andrews. Waiting back deep. Low snap. Does he get the hop he wants? Can't make the first man miss. Baylor's had so many chances. They're starting out their own 42. Ended the half with a drive that started at the 50. Good yardage, though. That time, Whitaker on first down drags a man for 7.
Unfortunately, they had a center quarterback exchange problem at the 5-yard line.
Whitaker gets a little seal over the left side. He gets 5 of the first down to the 45. And the 45 of A&M. Long count by Bell with 2 on the wide side of the field, and Whitaker runs into his own blocker. Boy, and he had an opening. If he doesn't run up the back of Nick Pace, Red Bryant brings him down, but he's got a big game probably.
Red Bryant is very impressive. He's a big play. Watch him split the double team. You know, they're trying to double him and then go to the linebacker level. The first thing you have to do is control the down lineman, Red Bryant. And the guard came off the double team too quickly to get to the linebacker, and Red Bryant says, "No, you don't have me controlled. I got you." And he threw it for about a half-yard loss. Big play.
So second, a little more than 10. Bell operating out of the gun as usual. Quick toss. Rashawn makes a miss. He'll get the first down. Boy, did he do a number on Newton on that side. Then Carpenter, the other corner, was over there.
He did. He just made an immediate decision to turn it inside, Joel, and Newton didn't respond quickly enough. Newton, you know, you use the sideline as your 12th man, and Newton kind of played that one poorly. But man, he shows some Rashawn shows some quickness. There's no question about it. He's got that little wiggle to him for sure.
There's a former walk-on that's turned out nicely. Out of the gun from the 32. Dump off. Whitaker just wanted to go and make as much out of it as possible. Bell, late throw, and boy, did he get away with one. Yes. It could have easily been picked by Danny Gore out of Port Arthur. He got a break, didn't he?
He did. And how he missed the football, I'm sure the coaches are going to be wondering that.
Yeah, that's a touchdown.
Because Bell holds on to the ball a little bit too long, but when he does throw the football, at least he throws it up and away from Gore, and the only guy that can make a play on the football is Whitaker.
Now, we've talked about making the most of your opportunities. This is a third and about 5.
Sean Bell does not have the arm strength to hold on to the ball as long as he is, Joel. He's going to have to throw with better timing, better anticipation.
He's emptied the backfield, 5 in the set, and underneath, he's got a first down. Trent Shelton just waiting right there in front of the defensive back at the 18-yard line.
Got to throw that ball where Shelton can stay on his feet because there were yards after catch to get, and Shelton had to assume the fetal position unnecessarily. Ball's a little bit low. I mean, if he hits him and allows him to try to make a move after catch, there's some yards to pick up there. He had Carpenter in a vulnerable position because Carpenter was giving him big cushion.
Yeah, he talked about the opportunities in the red zone. Just 1 for 4. They got 26-yard field goal. They also missed a 41-yard field goal on first down, moving the pocket by design and throwing it away. He had Ziegler at the outset, but was late on that read.
He can only throw to the hash marks to the sideline.
Whitaker trying to get lost on a second and long. And they got about 6, almost 7. Bell's got Shelton isolated. Looks over the middle, has it. First down, going to Shelton. He just slipped inside. The corner gave him a little cushion towards the boundary. Slipped inside and he settled in.
Yeah, a little smash option route, whatever you want to call it. And it's just receiver and quarterback being on the same page. Just work yourself inside, find a little soft spot in the zone. It's almost like in basketball. You get a guy in your hip and you feel him and you work the other way a little bit.
First and goal, Baylor. Can they take the lead? They had it once today at 3-0. It was on the opening possession of the game. Whitaker driving down inside the 4. Give him the 3. Second and goal from there. Second and goal from the 3. Bell wanted the H-back. Instead, he's got Shelton. Touchdown, Baylor.
Nice patience by Sean Bell. Let it all unfold. Threw back across his body, rolling out to his right. Good job to the back of the end zone. We got an injured Texas A&M player on his back at about the 14-yard line.
And he's looking over at Keegan Van, number 40, was coming off the end.
Yep. He checked him, then he went to the corner, and then he looks back late, sees his third option breaking across the back of the end zone, which is Trent Shelton, and he said, thank you. And he threw a nice ball kind of back across his body.
Havens to make it a 3-point lead for Baylor. He's got it just inside the right upright. So the Baylor Bears trying to win in College Station for the first time since 1984, 7 minutes into the third quarter. Take a 3-point lead.
Tired of all that chopping and slicing?
Well, now there's a faster, better way with Slice-O-Matic. It lets you slice, slice, slice your prep time in half. Watch. Just tap the Easy Glide handle and rock-solid potatoes are sliced with ease. Tap again and slice an entire onion in seconds. But it's not just for slicing. Add the deluxe julienne blade and chop mountains of carrots, celery, and parsnips. Great for soups and stews. Order right now and you'll pay just $19.99. If Slice-O-Matic ever gets dull or damaged, we'll replace it. Call or click right this minute and get a complete bonus second set. Just pay separate processing. We'll also send you a surprise gift. Yours today is a special bonus. You get 2 complete Slice-O-Matics, the surprise gift, and our amazing guarantee, all for just $19.99. Call now and find out about free shipping.
Call 1-800-804-5075. Also get a bonus Slice-O-Matic with all of today's orders. So call 1-800-804-5075. Also free shipping is available. That's 1-800-804-5075. Call now.
Like so many great pioneers before me, guided only by a dream, I am embarking on a journey of epic proportion. I will travel from sea to shining sea, through amber waves of grain, and I won't stop until I've helped every driver in America save hundreds on car insurance. Well, I'm at the parking lot. That's a good start.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
First down for the Aggies. They've got it to their own 20. And the man in motion, it doesn't make any difference. Chasing down Reggie McNeil. Marcus Foreman. Defensive end at 6'2", 230. 2nd and 10. McNeil. Pocket holds up well and finally rifles one in. It's a first down going to Carter. So they celebrate. It's only the 4th first down of the game for Texas A&M, and that's compared to 4 times as many for Baylor. They've got 16.
Yeah, it's been eerily quiet here at Kyle Field for a long time.
You know, Mobley's from the Bronx, but we got the Bronx cheer here in College Station.
Absolutely got the Bronx cheer, and that was a good route run right there by Carter in a fine delivery on time from Reggie McNeil.
He's outside of the 32, 1st and 10. They need a confidence builder all of a sudden on their home field. McNeil, there he goes. Sold the fake really well. He put it right in the belly of Courtney Lewis. Sold that, kept it himself. Back-to-back first downs for the first time in the game for Texas A&M.
A little adjustment that Texas A&M has made in the option. Watch, they're going to motion somebody back. It's going to be 2 backs in the backfield. Carter, they did this a couple of times. Now they're going to do it more. Give Carter... Carter's going to give more options to McNeil in the option. And that time Baylor broke down. The late motion, the late shift of formation kind of broke down Baylor's defensive responsibilities.
First down from their own 45, 2 snaps, 25 yards. Play fake holds him up momentarily. And he's got his man Schrader complete for a first down to the 35 of Baylor.
What you have to do, if you're a football team that aspires to be a bowl team or more like A&M, you have to answer. And this is exactly what they're doing. Watch Schrader run his route, a little pivot, a little hooks it up.
Can't believe the guy didn't score.
Finds him. Yeah, really. I mean, that's the 5 touches, 5 touchdowns before that touch. And he's got 19 touches in his career and 8 touchdowns off those 19 touches between running the ball and catching the ball. He is Mr. Touchdown.
He's out of Austin's Westlake High School. Boy, they turned out some talent. The pitch. Carter's got it. Again, they're using Lewis effectively to sell the play into the middle. And little did, on a belly dive series, little did he realize he was going to be the fullback on this option. And it's a gain of 8.
Well, and what they're doing a little bit better job of now is they're making plays in the option. Baylor not as crisp in who has the quarterback, who has the pitch man. A little bit of indecision, a little bit of hesitation. A&M has made some adjustments with respect to the formations they're running the option from.
Set it up. Tight end to the short side of the field. 2 tight ends, in fact. Lewis on 2nd and 2 slips. Trying to make a cut on the defensive back coming up off the edge, C.J. Wilson, and it cost him. In the eye. Rare appearance by the fullback. Option. McNeil's got it. Tripped up going down to the 22. I don't blame him. He wanted to take a chance. Nick Moore got him around the ankles. So longest and most impressive drive of the game. Stutz in motion, the tight end. They go in his direction, and it's off his fingertips. Well defended by Wilson on the outside. Trips on the wide side of the field where McNeil is running. Lewis, and again, the indecision was there. He's hit falling inside the 20, down to the 19. First 8, 70. 57 already, but it's a big 3rd down. McNeil's got time, and on the deflection, almost intercepted. Schrader, do we have a flag?
Yeah, a late flag. And I don't know, they threw it in the area of the red shirt freshman again, Babalola, and I don't know if he's holding, and yeah, it looks like he is.
Well, now if you take that penalty, you give him an extra snap, but you take him out of field goal range potentially.
And this play to no avail.
Behind him.
That's just good break on the football, and the reason it was behind him. Did you see the safety cutting underneath?
It's a possible takeaway, right?
Yeah, the windows are very, very tight.
Holding number 54 of the offense. Penalties decline. It's 4th down.
37-yard try coming up for Peglin, who's hit all 5 of his tries this year. In fact, he's 20 out of his last 21. This would be his longest of the season. Bad snap. Put down on its way, and no good. He pushed it. It was just wide right.
And it was because of the bad snap.
Right, it skipped back to the holder.
Yeah, the holder did a good job of just making a recovery.
He'll feature Mosley on 1st down, and Mosley just takes a stack for about 4, almost 5. Thornton on his back, young man out of Madison High School in Houston. Boy, could they demoralize A&M if they put together another long drive. Mosley's got to break a tackle, though. And he still surges for about 3, so he's got 8 on the 2 carries. Again, it's Thornton, especially on the road. Mosley needs 2, and he's right at the marker. They'll give it to him.
He got it, yeah.
And the last surge got him barely across the 30, so the young man is over 100 yards rushing. He had 52 on his first carry of the day.
That'll get you to 100 quick. But what he's doing, Joel, is when he finishes runs, he's always going forward.
And they're also chewing up the clock the more successful he is.
Oh, absolutely. And what it's doing is demoralizing, A&M. It's you're playing keep away, as you mentioned, with that explosive Reggie McNeil and A&M offense as well, although Baylor's defense has played outstanding football.
Bell on 1st down. Trying to avoid the loss. Smart play. Get rid of it.
Yep.
Avoid the loss, the sack. Red Bryant flushed him out. Underneath tackle. On 2nd and 10. Bell with the middle screen. Whitaker's got room. Gets a block for the wide receiver, Shelton. Breaks a tackle to the midfield stripe. And he's all the way down inside the 47. What a call.
And boy, did you call it, Joel, the block by Shelton. It was set up by Whitaker. Whitaker with great vision. And watch, now you got to get these guys to rush, and then watch the screen leak underneath, and he's all by his lonesome. Nobody around. Lineman downfield to make the block. Now watch him set up. Shelton. Dips in, busted outside. Big time effort by Whitaker. Great block by Shelton. Great call, great execution.
Clock continues to roll against A&M down to the final minute of the 3rd quarter. And it's one of the few times they've slowed down. Saturday, Sunday off, and then came back and really hit it hard on Monday. Mosley got hit hard that time and pushed back by Johnny Jolly and Michael Bennett.
Right now, Baylor looks like the fresher football team. You know, they had a couple of weeks to get ready for this, and they physically and mentally they seem to be fresher. You know, for Texas A&M on the flip side of it, Coach Fran, he really hasn't had any regularity to his pattern. You know, it's all been disjointed. They had to play Texas State on a Thursday rather than a Saturday, and his whole weekly schedule has never been the same, it seems like, week to week.
Well, the end of a very productive third quarter. Baylor is doing exactly what they wanted. Keep it close. Well, it's better than that now. Baylor's got the lead after 3. Trying to win here in College Station for the first time since 1984. Right now at the start of the fourth, Baylor by 3. They've got a 3rd and long. Bell on the deep one. What a grab! Wow. Incredible. Ziegler came down on a jump ball with it.
It's the only way to wrap up your Saturday night. Big 12 Live gets you highlights from every Big 12 matchup. See the big plays and hear from the big playmakers. Big 12 Live every Saturday night on Fox Sports Houston. Brought to you by Woodmen of the World.
You've come to trust Brazos Valley Automotive and Gordon and Pat to treat you with honest, fair care. With over 580 years of experience, we offer the best advice for the care and upkeep of your vehicle. Tune-ups, tires, alignments, batteries, and oil changes, whatever you need, the good guys at Brazos Valley Automotive are the ones to trust. Ponderosa and Longmire, Brazos Valley Automotive. Look for the big red wrench.
That's weird. It says here we should have 30 more cans of Easy.
Huh. I wonder who ended up with those.
Hey guys! Open up a can of Easy and get the fastest internet in town.
Suddenlink, you're connected.
Thanks.
Inside Baylor Sports, Wednesdays on Fox Sports Houston.
He's only in his 3rd year at Baylor, with Guy Morris as his program in his own image already. And yesterday we talked to him as we get ready for the start of the 4th quarter, and he talked about the big picture, their game plan coming in.
They got a big test out here tomorrow to do the same thing again, keep us within scoring distance. If we can take this one into the 4th quarter, we might have another overtime deal, but I think we'll win this one in the 4th quarter.
Right now at the start of the 4th, Baylor by 3. They've got a 3rd and long. Bell on the deep one. What a grab! Wow. Incredible. Ziegler came down on a jump ball with it.
And that's what's been the fly in the ointment for the Texas A&M secondary all season long.
There is a flag down.
I think they're going to call defensive pass interference, though, because the ball was seen by Ziegler and never seen by A&M. The problem reoccurred. Couldn't find the football. Defensive pass interference declined.
So locating the ball, and there were 2 defensive backs right there.
And basically, this is just up for grabs. I mean, it's a jump ball, contested catch. Can't find the football till it's too late. Ziegler finds it, and A&M too late getting there into the fray. They could not make any kind of hit on the play on the football or a hit. Appel and Brock Newton could not react to the football. Ziegler found it, came back for it, underthrown football, makes the play on the jump ball, a contested catch. It's hurt A&M big time all year long.
Yesterday when Baylor walked through, they were in their suits and walked onto the field. Ziegler was in a bright red suit. Right. First one off the bus, he walked down the middle of the field from end to end on his own, just surveying what he thought was his territory. You could tell already. He had a certain confidence about him when he got off the team bus. That time, Paul Mosley is shut down, a short gain, only a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, what Ziegler also did was stomp on the emblem, the A&M
hey.
the field. But this is just a great reaction to the football. I mean, he finds the football. He goes airborne to make a play on it. Appel and Newton never find it soon enough, never make a play on the football. And it was 3rd and long. just like what's happened to A&M so much this season. It popped up again.
10th play of the drive. It started back at the 20. 2nd and 9. Fake on the reverse. Now Bell in trouble and he's tracked down. Coming up with it. Well, from behind for the Aggies, it was William Morrissey, a redshirt freshman out of Silsbee, Texas.
Well, I'll tell you, you don't want to take a sack in the red zone, but well, they ran a little fake reverse to Rashawn. Watch when Rashawn comes in the reverse. If he had stayed with him and thrown the football to Rashawn, he is wide open for a big play. I mean, nobody is out there with Rashawn whatsoever. And Bell can't find him soon enough and has to take a red zone sack, which you don't want to do.
So now it's back at the 20. And it's going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun with an empty backfield. The heat's there, and he's bumped again for another sack. Michael Bennett, true freshman from A-Leaf, Texas.
Boy, when the chips were down, the Aggies came off the edge and up the middle and just overwhelmed Baylor's offensive line. Little tackle twist inside, and that penetration in the middle gets Sean Bell's clock going off too quickly in his head. He can't step up in the pocket. The ends are pressuring it. The tackle twist causes him problems. That's just a good four-man rush across the board right there.
Havens, 1 of 2, missed a 41-yarder. This is going to be a 42-yard attempt. Plenty of leg. Will it bend in? No, he blocked it out to the right.
Red zone defense, that's what's keeping A&M in this football game.
From the 25, A&M after the missed 42-yard field goal attempt by Havens. Out of the gun, McNeil with Lewis. Got the nice seal, a little block from his wide receiver on that side. Pierre Brown, no offense at all today. Fullback cracks it straight up ahead. Chris Alexander. He hasn't touched it at all today. How big is this 3rd down? And a good job by Alexander. He picked his way at the point where he got it and gets it for 3 out to the 37. First down from their own 37, trailing by 3. All day. And it's complete to Joey Thomas, a sophomore from Austin Westlake High School. He's got a first down. That's his first grab. At least, as you talked about, being decisive. McNeil looks more decisive on his throws.
And this is a running formation, and you have one of your tight ends in that multiple tight end set working down the football field and finding a little seam in the zone and just settling down in it. Joey Thomas providing a nice target for Reggie to throw the football.
Big target at 6'5". From the 47 of Baylor. McNeil. Not much once he got past the line. It looked like it was going to go for a while. It'll be at least in that neighborhood, and they are already. All day for McNeil. Double coverage, though. And off the fingertips as it was almost deflected into Jason Carter.
Actually, there were 3 guys in the area. Carter was drawing them like flies out there. 3 Baylor defenders in the vicinity.
What'd you call him?
And Reggie almost completed the football. Well, it's just a great effort.
Yeah, he almost brought it in at the last second, though. Todd got a piece of it. James Todd.
He got the right hand on it and changed the trajectory and the route of the football and couldn't make the quick enough reaction. Carter, that's impossible to react in a split second. We've got slow motion. Split second changing the course of the ball like that's tough to recover.
3rd and 7, trailing by 3 in plus territory. McNeil on a rope and too tall for Daquan Mobley. He was there. It came in late and too high.
He got kissed after he threw that football, and I don't mean in a gentle way. He got knocked backwards. McNeil not comfortable in the pocket. And pressure in any quarterback's face bothers him. Reggie McNeil's a human being. Pressure in his face is going to bother him, and that's why he didn't finish his follow-through with this football, and it sailed high. Because the pressure's coming at him, and he gets smoked. I mean, 3 guys in the vicinity. Pressure right up the gut on Reggie McNeil.
Justin Brandley to punt it away, the true freshman from Sealy. Willie Andrews waiting back. Now can they pin him inside the 10? Almost mishandled the snap. And it looks like, yes, over to the near side. Will it be inside the 10? The linesman still walking up, and he'll mark it when we come back at the 12. So Baylor will have it at their own 12-yard line with a 3-point lead, a little more than 9 minutes left in regulation. Are we headed up? Sean. It's only a 3-point lead for Baylor from the 12. Mosley pushed down after a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Coming back on it. Sean Rashan stretching for extra 2 or 3. Gets it out of the 20. Well, in the first half, A&M had the ball 8 times. 9 times for Baylor. It was that uneven. There was hardly any rhythm to the contest. Now this is only the 3rd possession for Baylor of the second half. Deep into the second half. A&M's only had it 3 times.
That's called making adjustments at halftime. Both of these coaching staffs obviously made some adjustments at the half on the offensive side of the football and challenging the defense a little bit more. Baylor's still enjoying almost a 10-minute time of possession advantage, and they've run 30 more snaps.
Play of the day. Mosley breaks the tackle to the line and gets the first down. That's the difference when you're at 6'3", 240. 13 yards for Paul Mosley. Bell on first down.
Nice.
Perfect release and close to the first down. They'll put him down right at the marker. That's Jordan Adams to tie it in.
Well, you complimentary plays. You put the ball in Mosley's bread basket and take it away. And now you go to your tight end. He's on a slow block. He delayed, and now he's out. He's out in the route. That's just a complimentary play. You hammer it up inside with the big fella. Now fake that and let your tight end get out in space a little bit and reward you with a good effort. And it was good. It was good because he was faking the block like Mosley was going to run it. The play action was sold perfectly up and down the line of scrimmage.
7.5 to play. Need inches for a first down. And they get it. Foliaki. Down on Mosley in the backfield. Short stuff, Sean Rashan. He gets 4. It's like a good running play. Coming back on it in front of the cornerback Carpenter on that side. And more importantly, keeps the clock moving. One of the leaders in the nation in total offense. Bell, Mosley after the delay. And he gets the first down. Slides out of bounds. It's one of the few times we've seen that kind of counteraction. After the fake to the fullback and the counteraction to the tailback.
And again, nice complimentary plays. And watch on the perimeter. Watch Dominic Ziegler, who's caught the ball all day. Look at him blocking on Carpenter. Nice job of down the football field, the wide receiver locking up the perimeter to let his back get extra yards and get the first down.
So it's going to be a first down outside of the 47. Dave, I'll tell you, if they get into the end zone here, I think it may be hopeful for A&M. They've had so many problems moving the football to begin with and make it a 2-score game at that.
Right.
Nothing there for Whitaker. In fact, a loss of a couple as they were trying to give Mosley a blow. Needs a dozen. Looked like they jumped offside. No flag, though. And a wobbler on the sideline. Catch out of bounds for Trent Shelton. Were they offside or was it just me? They do have all 3 of their timeouts left. Baylor just used their first. Screen. It's working. Dropped by Mosley. Man, did he have some real estate.
Yeah, it could have been a big one.
Now McNeil from his own 6. And right through the hands of his wideout, Kerry Franks on that side.
You know, right there is why Sepulveda won the Ray guy. You know, when you need him most, he directional kicks and pins the opposition back inside the 5-yard line, flipping field position for his Baylor Bear defense. That's a huge, huge weapon to have. I mean, he's made them go at least 1 more, potentially 2 more first downs, even to get into field goal range by pinning him back like this.
Tough day for a guy that's averaged better than 340 yards in total offense. And now look out from behind. McNeil buys time and then throws it low. Did Mobley get it? No. A trap. It would have been an amazing catch behind him and low and away.
But the biggest thing that Bill Bradley, the defensive coordinator for Baylor, wanted to do was to get Reggie McNeil out of rhythm, and he is totally out of rhythm. That's a throw. If he was in rhythm and had his confidence about him, he makes. But this time, it's been a long day for him, a lot of tough sledding.
How about 7 of 21, Dave, with 2 picks?
Yeah, and his confidence isn't there. I mean, he's completing 33%, and 2 have gone to the opposite colored jersey. That's not a day to be proud of.
3rd and 10, back at his own 6. changing things up. Now in trouble. Can he get to the marker? Hit. And doesn't get there by a yard at the 15. They closed in a hurry. Better than 82,000 strong. In the eye. Need a yard. McNeil's running his strong side. Gets it easily. I had a feeling there wasn't going to be a pitch or a handoff.
Keep it in that man's hands. He's your best football player.
McNeil out of the gun. Quick release and way beyond Mobley. Turned in. It was outside the sideline. Empty backfield. Trips over to the wide side of the field for McNeil. Going for the shortstop. And, well, Mobley was in the neighborhood, but Todd distracted him enough that it's incomplete.
Well, Todd had such great route recognition, he looked like he was the primary receiver. I mean, he knew what this route was. And he got himself in position to make a play on the ball before the receiver could. That comes from preparation. That comes from film study. That comes from practice time on the football field, repetition over and over again. Todd was ready to play football.
4:02 to play. Baylor by 3. They finally snapped a 13-game losing streak to A&M last year. It was an 18-game unbeaten streak for A&M. They throw that tie in there. And now, can they do it in back-to-back seasons? On 3rd and 10, McNeil in trouble. Can he pick it up with his feet? Wow. Yes, he does. Look out. He hasn't done it all day. Wow. Look out again. He's barely tripped up. Otherwise, A&M has the lead. It's all the way to the 42 of Baylor.
That's what we said at the start of the second half. With a guy like Reggie McNeil, you may play it perfectly 50 snaps defensively, and on the 51st snap, because of his magical feet, he can create. And this was all him. Baylor had the play defended beautifully, but Reggie McNeil runs 4.28. Reggie McNeil's the fastest guy in the field. You never know when he's going to make a game-changing play. It took a lot of minutes and a lot of snaps, but Reggie McNeil almost busted it to the house, and he's given the A&M Aggies good field position now.
He had 10 carries for 36 yards before that snap. That went for 39. He's throwing on first down. And overshooting Stutz, his tight end.
The rest of the game.
From the 42, 2nd and 10. Underneath, Carter. Close, but not there for the first down. Shy by about 2.5. Give him the 34. Now 3rd and 2.5. McNeil. But a dead ball foul coming up and a delay of game at this point of the contest.
Too much time.
Prior to the snap, a delay of game by number 1 of the offense. Penalty is 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
You've got a veteran quarterback. It's inexcusable.
Well, and once again, I think part of it goes to what Baylor is doing defensively. At the line of scrimmage, getting out of a bad play into a good one, and delay a game to make it 3rd and short to 3rd and long is huge.
So they need almost 8. McNeil with 2 to each side. They're blitzing off the edge. They pick it up. McNeil's got a man wide open and throws it behind Kerry Franks. He was focused on one receiver the whole way from the snap.
Well,
he never really read.
And once again, you called it. They both came up. I mean, Baylor came up on both slots of the line of scrimmage. And watch Reggie McNeil in the pocket. He's not comfortable in the pocket. Watch his feet. Jittery, jumpy. And now he doesn't step into the throw. Watch off the slot. They don't come. Now they start jumping the route. Watch him. He doesn't step toward the throw. He steps left and throws right. And because of that, his mechanics are messed up. I mean, they have him out of sync, out of rhythm with all their different looks pre and post snap.
He's 1 of 6 on this drive. It's 4th down. It could be the game for A&M.
Wow.
Schrader's there. Did he hang on? Yes.
The second
First
time.
down to the 26.
He grabbed it the second time. Beautiful ball by McNeil. And the ball was knocked free, and then he grabbed it. Second time before hitting the ground. But this has got some RPMs on it. This is a very, very convincing throw, and that's just great concentration. You have to be a little lucky, too, for the ball to bounce right where you're falling, because the coverage was decent, the hit was good, but boy, that's just great focus on the football, because you can't do it much better than Todd did.
Good hands, former high school quarterback Chad Schrader. Slide the tight end, give it the other way. It's Lewis bouncing outside. Can he turn the corner? His best run. And he stops the clock at the same time, going out of the 22 with a gain of 4.5. Forced out by Colin Allred.
And that's about as big a play as anything, to get out of bounds and preserve clock. Right now, time isn't the biggest issue. Execution is. I mean, you're on the cusp of the red zone. There's about 2 minutes to play, 1 minute and 56 seconds. You can get plenty of snaps off with the clock stopping after first downs. Now it's just a matter of who's going to out-execute who. A&M's offense or Baylor's D.
And don't forget, Baylor also has 2 missed field goals. We were talking about the missed 37-yarder. Well, Baylor's got 2 misses from 41 and 42. Time for McNeil. And the grab is made inside the 15 for another first down. Taking it in, Pierre Brown.
Boy, and does he have some velocity when he's sure of what he's doing and cuts it loose. I mean, Reggie can fire the pill. There's no question about that. His last 2 throws have been on the money. Great protection. He's got some separation, some vision over the linebacker in front of the safety. Just a perfect route was run, and the ball was delivered outstandingly by Reggie McNeil.
Don't forget, this all started back at the 6 of A&M. 14th play of the drive coming up. A 1st and 10 at the 12 of Baylor.
That 4th and 1 conversion was huge.
McNeil on the play fake with time, looking in the flat to Lewis. Went to the back of the end zone, nobody there, and now throws it away, and that's a wise decision.
Yeah, live for another day.
He was looking at Joey Thomas most of the way, his tight end. It was all tangled up.
And with the speed and quickness we've seen out of Baylor, remember how the field is compressed. They're at the 12-yard line now. When you rush 4 and drop 7, or rush 3 and drop 8, there aren't big windows. But Reggie McNeil has such arm strength, he can throw it into a little window, a tight window. Will he be able to do that? Will Baylor be able to outfox him? Will the disguise continue, or will Reggie win out?
2nd and 10 from the 12. What a way to start the Big 12 season. McNeil, quick one underneath. Carter can't get away. Boy, that was a good play downfield. Harper, the linebacker, stayed right there with him. From the 9, needs 7 for a first down. It is 3rd down, A&M. McNeil joined by Lewis in the backfield. Dump off, screen, blocking to the 5. And he's bumped out of bounds short of the first down, believe it or not. It'll be 4th and less than a yard. I thought it was going to go in.
Great call, and that is just great defensive intensity to make a play. I mean, that is just tremendous heart by a defensive player that wasn't going to quit, Maurice Lane. Maurice Lane at the safety position. And watch the screen unfold. It's there, and then watch the pursuit to get there. Watch everybody hustle to make a play on this football. I mean, it's just, not saying die at all. And watch Maurice Lane just, oh man, that's just.
Your offensive lineman missed the block though.
But Maurice Lane runs a lot faster than that offensive lineman. I think Maurice Lane just absolutely made such a quick decision and a quick reaction to the football that the offensive lineman was stunned.
Well, they're not going to go for it on 4th down. They will take the field goal and the tie with 58 seconds on the board.
I think that's the wise thing to do right here, particularly at home.
Begram out of the hold of Schrader. And a delay of game has been called.
That'll get him, that's okay. That'll get him a better angle.
Yards. It's still 4th down.
It's on the right hash mark. You want a better angle. That delay of game gets him a better angle to execute the field goal. There's no problem with that one.
Boy, if the offensive lineman gets even a chip on Lane.
Yep.
Just a chip.
Game of inches, and you have to give Lane what an angle he took. I mean, he was a heat-seeking missile for collision course, and he got there in the nick of time.
This is for the tie. Final minute of play.
Remember, bad snap on the missed field goal.
Good one this time, and it's down. Pegram puts it up, and it is all even. Just what we needed in College Station. These two went to overtime last year. Baylor won it in Waco. It's officially a 25-yard field goal. What a conversion, though. Reggie McNeil made. And in the long run, they had the 4th down play, got the first down to the great grab by Schrader. So a 25-yard field goal after a 16-play, 91-yard possession.
And it's amazing. I mean, the Baylor coaches and players defensively be looking at the tape, of the game tape, and they'll say, boy, did we play Reggie McNeil well except for one snap. And Reggie McNeil created on that one snap all by his lonesome Now he's got 75 yards rushing on only 11 carries because he flipped field position by half a field by the improvisational ability he has, making people miss, increasing you. Sometimes the best play is a play that he creates because the defense covers so well. They don't have Reggie McNeil accounted for.
Now, can they take the return game out completely of Rashawn and Willie Andrews like they have done all day?
And if you're Baylor, depending on field position, how aggressively do you go after it? Are you cautious and play for overtime? I think if you're backed up, you do. But if you have decent field position, I think you go after it for a while.
They'll send the same two back they've had back there all day. And that young man for the Aggies has done an exceptional job on kickoffs today. As Lane Newman has put it deep into the end zone each time he's had the opportunity to be out there. So the final minute of play. Will it be at the 20, where you're most likely not going to gamble on the road if you're the Baylor Bears? Now, will you get a return out of it? Low line drive, and you are going to get a return. It's going to be Rashawn from the 20, 25, across the 30, and now you have an opportunity if you're the coaching staff of Baylor to the 33-yard line.
Absolutely. Now you have a chance to take a couple of shots and get yourself in field goal range, field goal position.
Yeah, for our viewers with us in the Rocky Mountain region on FSN Rocky Mountain and FSN West 2, you're going to see the Cal Poly at Northern Colorado game when this one concludes, although got a funny feeling we might be here a while. 49 seconds to play. These two went to overtime last year, and don't forget about the gutsy play. The call that Guy Morris made, and he said the whole team got around him. It seemed like 70 guys around him in a huddle, and all of them wanted to go for two.
Yeah, the decision was universal, and you know, the thing is, Guy keeps it somewhat a democracy, but he has to make the final call.
Mosley gets the carry and banging it straight ahead. He's put down right about the 37 after a gain of 4. Warren and Jolly there. So more and more it looks like they're going to take the chances in overtime.
How about these two schools for 8 quarters, if this one ends in a tie, 8 quarters of tie football, having to go into overtime for the second year in a row.
Mosley again. Short of the first down by a couple of yards. You can see Guy Morris put up his hand looking at his quarterback like, right. Don't rush.
Right, and that's it. You know, obviously he has made his decision. The field position wasn't good enough. He does not have the strong arm quarterback. His quarterback, you know, is more of a finesse thrower and has to hit spots. And this is a situation where he feels better about operating offensively in overtime.
We are headed to overtime. We'll come back, get ready for the second consecutive season. Baylor and A&M in overtime. Who's going to prevail to this Big 12 opener? We'll find out when we come back to College Station.
That red zone area, that scoring zone.
Bell on first down. Little gadget play. Sean Rashawn weaving his way. He's got a first down and knocked out of bounds. Close to the 10. They'll put him out all the way at the 6. So you save those gadgets, and boy, did it pay off.
Yeah, and you know, they brought him around a couple of times. Never did give him the football, but boy, this time he gets the ball. And remember the one time that they brought him around, fake to him, and he was wide open to throw it to? This time, as he comes around, they give him the ball. He's got the big tight end out in front of him, making some blocks for him, and Sean Rashawn can move. Now, he can pick him up and put him down, and Keegan Van was out there getting something done for him on the edge to give him some real estate to work with.
You got a pretty good spot, too, out at the 6-yard line. Pell is the one they're looking at. Yeah, this guy has made a career out of playing hurt.
He made the tackle out of bounds. He was the last guy involved in the contact and looks a little woozy as he leaves the field.
So first and goal from the 6. Got a feeling number 17 might be featured.
Well, there's not going to be any more Carl Sims quarterback draw. A&M's got that figured out now.
Mosley, the single, and deep set. Up the middle. Ran into his own blocker, but still nudges it all the way inside the 4-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Johnny Jolly tried to slow him down.
One score in the red zone touchdown-wise. One field goal and either 4 or 5 no scores. What's going to happen this time? Will A&M bull their necks and limit this to nothing more than a field goal opportunity, or will Baylor, at the most opportune time of the game, cross the goal line?
All the missed chances. The reason we're in overtime. On 2nd and goal, Bell throwing. And not even close, looking over in the direction of his fullback, his tight end on that side of the field. And he looked at him earlier in the game. It didn't work, and that's Keegan Van. What a time to go for a source that hasn't been an integral part.
Big 3rd down play here. If you're Brent Pease, you're looking at your chart. What's my best option on 3rd down that I have not called? What's my best option in the red zone that I have not called? And come up with your best play.
2 to each side. No running back even on the field. From the 4. Bell buying some time and throwing it away. So they'll get the field goal unit out there. On the first possession of overtime, Harrington flushed him out, forced him out.
If A&M wins this football game, it's going to be because of red zone defense. This is the 7th opportunity in the red zone for Baylor. And as of right now, they've scored 1 touchdown in those 7 opportunities. This could be, if successful, the 2nd field goal made in the red zone in 7 red zone scoring opportunities.
Offensively, Baylor with 28 more snaps. That's how much they've had the football and the chances today, but have not capitalized. 21-yard field goal try for Havens. 2 of 3 on the day. It's on its way, and it's good for 3. So a 13-10 lead after the first possession of overtime.
We'll have to see.
He's got Lewis as the single. Slides Thomas the tight end. Courtney Lewis looking for room. And Willie Andrews wouldn't quit on the play, would he? Nope. He got 4, but Andrews made life difficult.
I'll tell you, I am so impressed with both defenses. A&M's defense, Baylor's defense. You can't say enough about the effort, the intensity, the want to.
It's almost like he wanted to pitch here to his quarterback.
Yeah, really. You know, you got more speed than me. Although he has been timed now in 4.35. He played last year with a high ankle sprain that bothered him all year. He's rehabbed it, and this spring he was timed at 4.35 himself.
2nd and 6. Ball to the 21. Go to the wide side. McNeil calling his own number for a first down. Inside the 15, down to the 13.
Once again, when the game is on the line, Reggie McNeil and Coach Fran will want the ball in his hands. He is the playmaker. Will the playmaker make plays? Well, down the stretch, the playmaker has made plays.
Willie Andrews really caught in the middle there with his assignment, the pitch man.
Yeah, they were a man short. They got when A&M got out on the edge, Baylor was a man short in defending it, and Andrews had to try to play it halfway between the middle of both.
Jumbo formation this time on first down. Lewis gets a seal over to the outside. Will it get in? Yes! A&M wins in overtime. Yeah, not many big runs today for Courtney Lewis, but did they ever wash out that left side?
Yeah, they sure did. It started up front. You know, this game-winning play was decided by the offensive line and the perimeter people for A&M, giving a guy who's had a tough day all day, as you said, a lot of tough sledding for Courtney Lewis, but did he make a great run? And they just reestablished the line of scrimmage backwards. And did you see the redshirt freshman come off the football there, boy? Yemi Babola? Babalola. I tell you what, Babalui.
Hey,
watch him right here. Look at that double team. Are you kidding me? That's washing a defensive lineman into a linebacker. I mean, when your tight end and offensive tackle come off the ball, look at knock him backwards. Whew, that's a sweetheart double team right there. And now it's easy. It's easy street. When you get movement like that on the edge, and they went right to Yemi. Yemi said, I'm going to deliver with my tight end. I'm coming off the ball. Boy, when he snaps those powerful hips, boy, people are going backwards.